Hi, Peter Bernstein, Senior Editor, TMC Net, and I'm here with Mike Galls, who's the CIO IT of SAP for the Americas. Delighted to have you. Today we're going to be talking about enterprise acceptance of BYOD and the security challenges. For a little background, SAP probably has the single most massive deployment of BYOD in the world. And so let's talk about your journey and why you did it and where you are and some recommendations we can give people.
Okay. Yeah, so I think SAP realized very early on that mobility is a trend that is here to stay, and we firmly believe that the consumer market is going to decide which devices will make it in the enterprise market as well. So we decided to support as many device types as we can. We have about 50,000 iOS devices, 15,000 BlackBerries, about 5,000 Android devices. We offer that as corporate devices as well as private devices. And for us, the most important thing is to have a single platform to manage security, to manage the entire footprint, the rollout, and the updates to the end-user devices.
Let's talk about some of the choices that you had to make in early implementation.
So the first thing we did is we saw that the iPad really was a game changer in the enterprise space as well. And as soon as the iPad came out, we deployed 1,000 devices immediately. Gave it out to the developers, gave it out to the field, saw that this is really taking on. And then we said, okay, is that the one platform we want to support? No, we want to support as many platforms as we can. And initially we went with corporate only, then we opened it up for bring your own device, and then we had the challenge to do this on an international, on a global scale. So we now do this in more than 20 countries around the globe.
So a quick question, was this top-down driven? I mean, I see executives, including people like yourself, running their businesses off of their iPads. Was that a big influence?
Yeah, I would say that there's definitely a push straight from the top. For example, our board member in charge of sales, he basically said, I want every single employee in the sales organization who has a quota to work on a mobile device. I want that information updated immediately after customer calls, and I want all the information for sales to be available online through reporting. So definitely a push from the top, but then also a push from bottom up, so more of a grassroots, I want to bring my own device, why don't you let me? So we opened it up to a broader audience and enabled BYOD along the way.
Let's talk about two things. Security. I've called what's going on right now IT anarchy. You're a CIO. You can confirm or deny that. And then just talk about policies and rules that you're enforcing.
Okay. So first off, I think security is something that IT or the CIO cannot outsource or basically hand over the responsibility to an end-user community. This is too critical, and you have to make sure that you have a platform and the means to protect the data, to protect the devices. And for us, bring your own device does not mean it's bring any device or bring it in any way you would like to. So we set a certain framework. We say this is the way you can sign up. This is the type of device you can bring. And this is how we distribute profiles and single sign-on. And these are kind of like the enterprise standards that we will enforce. In regards to policies and standards, we have one master policy and one master consent form. And we then have variations of that by country because the rules and regulations are very different when you compare, for example, the US or some countries in Asia Pacific or Europe.
So let's talk a little bit about how you actually did this and how long it took, number one. And number two, do your users trust you? I mean, that seems to be one of the biggest issues I keep reading about.
Okay, so the ramp-up actually was pretty quick. Initially, we rolled it out without a lot of security and basically did active sync, and then moved immediately into SAP Afaria as the device management platform, and then we scaled up to the numbers that I just mentioned, so more than 50,000 iOS devices. From a policy perspective, we got some advice in crafting the policy. We definitely talked to legal, to HR, to finance, to IT. There's a lot of things to consider. I would say legal and security are the most important ones, but think about HR, for example. They also need to be comfortable with a bring your own device policy. So that becomes part of the onboarding process, that becomes part of the policies, there's reimbursements and so on. Do the people The end users trust us, the management trusts us in providing this. My key message always is, if you have a strong platform to manage and govern what the security is on the device, if you have the ability to do things remotely that you need to do in order to protect the enterprise, and if you make sure that all the policies comply with the rules and regulations of those specific countries, I think you're on the safe side.
I have to give you an opportunity to do a commercial before I let you go, which is, this is a case of the cobbler's children have shoes and you're using your own solutions. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're using the SAP mobile platform. We're using SAP Afaria as the mobile device management platform. We've now actually, that's a good example. We built an application called SAP Box. That was an internal project name to distribute documents in a secure fashion. That was a project that we did internally. We have now productized this. It's called Mobile Documents. And this is an application that allows you to distribute documents from behind the firewall to the endpoints and have basically documents be transferred back behind the firewall from your device. So this is something that we've now productized. I'm pretty proud that from an IT perspective, we built this, we thought of it, and have now productized it. It's become an official.
So the good news is peace of mind for you as an IT guy and peace of mind for your users that they can use their device in the way that they find most productive.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to take care of the basics, and then IT, I think, it needs to be the enabler that creates the framework, and then let the end users bring their own devices, let them build applications, which is the next thing. Let them get creative and be productive.
One last question before we break up. What's your couple of bullet points for your CIO, CSO brethren about how to accommodate BYOD successfully in their enterprise?
Okay. So first of all, I firmly believe that we're in a mobile-first environment now. So you have to be ready for people to bring their devices. You have to enable your applications to be ready for application use on the device. So again, be prepared, be device agnostic, make sure you have the right management tools available, and be in tune with what's happening in the consumer market. It's moving very fast.
Mike, been a pleasure, and we look forward to more of SAP solutions for bring your own device and securing the enterprise. Thanks.
Thank you.